answer two questions. One, who am I? And two, why did I imprison you for 20 years? If you provide satisfactory answers to both of these questions in a little more than 46 hours from now, you win.
Hello and welcome to Comic Book Movie Oblivion, the podcast about feature films based on comic books and comic strips that people have stopped talking about, maybe never talked about.
This one?
We are your hosts, Jordan and Kumar, that's me.
And me.
And this week we are talking about Oldboy from 2013, directed by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
We do have to do a pause the podcast again.
Yeah, we're going to spoil it.
We're going to spoil it.
If you didn't listen last week,
and
you're just tuning in for this week, then we're going to spoil this movie that you're never going to watch.
Yes.
So, consider yourself warned.
Okay, a little bit of business first. I got an email.
Oh, great.
To read. This is from Aiden, who has written to the show a few times, usually about manga, and he commented on the lettering in Akira. You might recall.
Yes, I do recall.
He sent an email about Regular Fellers.
What? That was this week. No, I mean... yeah, okay, so it was... Yeah, that just came out, so that was quick.
It just came out. Well, yeah, so... it's just a couple days later. Hey there, I hadn't heard about Carl Schweitzer's death before, but it rang a bell with me due to similarities with the recent movie Marty Supreme. I haven't seen it, but Ashton has. The character Marty is desperate for cash, is given care of a dog and loses it, but comes up with schemes to get the dog back and get money from the owner while doing so.
Wow.
The owner of the dog is violent, and to top it all off, the dog is named Moses. The name is what really makes me think that this thread from Marty Supreme was inspired by Schweitzer's story. Thanks for talking about movies like Regular Fellers that I would never hear about otherwise. I wasn't planning on checking out the comic based on your impressions of it until the lettering was commented on, and the lettering is great.
This is our lettering guy.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. I had no... Isn't that interesting? The dog's called Moses. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be deliberate.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to go see Marty Supreme now.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get into this.
Do we want to... as far as comics concerned, it's still...
Yeah, listen to last week's episode if you want a breakdown of the comic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because basically there's no extra material. We got the 1 8-volume series. I will say there is no credit for the comic or the creators anywhere in this movie. I sat through the end credits. There's no special thanks, nothing.
No.
It's a bit like the Slumberland movie we had a few weeks back.
I might be able to shed some light on that later.
Right, okay. There is a very odd credit based upon the Korean motion picture Oldboy. Upon the Korean motion picture. Normally you would just say based on the movie Oldboy, written by Park Chan-wook and the other writers.
Yeah.
That it's very weird
Korean
to point out
well.
that it's Korean, specifically the country it came from. I've never seen a credit like that.
Yeah, I reckon I can explain that too.
Okay.
I'll explain it later when we get to trivia.
Okay.
I can give it's the studio that's done this.
Of course.
Of course, but I can tell you, I know why. Well, I'll tell you not why, because they think the movie is a marketable way to get people interested in the film.
This is fascinating because it seems to me that this is specifically a movie where the studio was like, people are too dumb to watch Korean movies. Or the studio executive was like watched it vaguely, was like, I hate reading this. Why do I have to read this movie? Why can't this be an American movie and then it would be good? And then bankrolled a movie which he assumed everyone in the audience was a dumb idiot that hasn't heard of Oldboy and therefore doesn't know any of the twists or anything, hasn't seen it, doesn't care about it. Why, if you had seen Oldboy, which is an incredible movie, with an incredible twist at the end, would you be like, I want to see a remake of this with the same twist, but people are speaking American? It's an absolute shocker to me. It's a shocker that it's directed by Spike Lee, but Spike Lee was the guy that told us, he came up with the adage, one for you, one for them.
Okay.
And this is 100% a one for them movie. maybe the worst one for them of Spike Lee's career. I haven't seen all of them.
Of anyone's
But
career.
I don't know any that has a reputation as bad as this one.
Right. Well, he's completely disavowed it. I did some looking around, and he doesn't talk about it. It seems the only statements that I have from him about it are from contemporaneous ones from when he was promoting the film, and reporting is that he won't talk about it.
It's interesting because he
took his name. He didn't take his name off it, but he changed his production credit. All of his films usually say a Spike Lee joint.
Yes,
and this one is a Spike Lee film.
Oh,
that's his Alan
It's
Smithy.
not part of the canon.
Yeah, exactly. That's his version of Alan Smithy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. It really is not a Spike Lee joint. I didn't see anything in it that really
It's a
said
very
Spike Lee
kind
to
of
me.
dully directed, by the numbers thriller.
I don't think the direction's about. I think the writing is really. This guy went to the Bob McKee screenwriting seminar and just took all his screenwriting books, and it's all in there. You can see the writing on the screen.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about all that stuff as we go through it, I guess.
Yep, let's jump in.
Okay. So, we talked about the credits already. We start with Josh Brolin. Let's ring the bell for Gurney Halleck. Josh Brolin, it starts in 1993. I think if they remake this movie again, it's going to be 25 years in the cell. And then the next one is going to be 30. And then 35. Based on the progression that we've seen.
Yes.
It's 1993. He is a advertising executive for... he works in advertising to some extent.
Yes.
And he's a complete alcoholic.
Yes. He's drinking first thing in the morning. Secretly drinking, has secret drinks. Yeah, in a Coke or what have you, in a takeaway cup, he's poured his vodka into that.
Yeah.
He's drinking that in the office.
Yes. And his boss comes in, he's trying to ask him about the fight. Did you watch the fight last night? And he says, boxing. When the boss is out of the room, he says under his breath, boxing, primitive.
Uh-huh.
So we're getting all sorts of screenwriting projections, especially if you've read the comic or seen the previous movie. You're like, okay, this is so
did that.
fucking obvious. It was driving me crazy.
Yep.
This is like minute 1.
Yep.
I was like, come on. Okay, he's got an ex-wife who he has a very contentious relationship with the ex-wife. They're screaming at each other on the phone. He didn't show up for his daughter's third birthday. He's like, who cares? The kid's not going to care. So he's like a real bad dad.
He's a deadbeat. He's an alcoholic. He's a womanizer. He's a sleazebag.
Yeah. I did wonder...
Rude. I don't know why the movie is spending so much time to establish that he's a bad person.
Because in the Hollywood screenwriting book, you have to have an arc where you redeem yourself.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You cannot have a questionable ending where the guy may have made a really phony decision or is lying to himself or, you can't have any of that.
Right.
You have to save the cat.
Right, of course.
Absolutely have to save the cat. This guy has to redeem himself. So you have to be at the very bottom at the beginning of the movie.
Oh my god.
It's absolute Hollywood by the numbers screenwriting. Really frustrating. By the way, I did wonder if the advertising thing was maybe these guys read the comic.
There are nods to the comic.
And his friend, who's played by Michael Imperioli, by the way.
Yeah. Owns a bar.
Runs a bar.
Yep.
I didn't notice the name of the bar, but that was kind of like, oh, that's not in the Korean version. Oh yeah, okay. His name is Chucky. So I was like, oh, maybe these guys read the comic, maybe.
Yes. Look, they did, or specifically the screenwriter did.
Yeah.
Guy called Mark Protosevich.
Yeah.
We're going to drag him.
Yeah.
But I found a post on Reddit by a person that attended a writers' festival where he was speaking at.
Okay.
And it seems like there's a lot of studio interference here.
Right.
An enormous amount. So I don't think this guy is this guy's no Anton Chekhov.
He seems like a journeyman.
Yes.
Well, I will say, in his credits, his first movie is The Cell, which is a great movie.
That's true.
But that might be because of Tarsem Singh's direction, which really elevated the serial killer movie into something completely different.
Yeah.
Then he's got Thor in his credits.
Yeah, the
very
first Thor.
pretty weak Marvel movie.
Completely, but again, another by the numbers one.
Yeah, redemption of this guy who has to earn his humanity. He has to be stripped of his godlike power. Okay. I Am Legend remake, Poseidon remake, Oldboy remake.
Yeah.
This is what the studios want him for, it seems. Okay.
He definitely read the manga, because he wrote 2 scripts.
Okay, right.
He was originally hired because of the I Am Legend connection.
Okay.
Because, and I'll get to all this, Will Smith was originally attached to play Oldboy.
Okay.
And Will Smith hired him on the strength of the I Am Legend script. I Am Legend is a stupid movie, the remake anyway, but it made $500 million.
Oh, I see.
So, get the $500 million I Am Legend remake guy.
Right.
He apparently, the original script was based on the manga.
Okay.
So Protosevich has read the manga.
Okay.
I think that's why we have these nods.
Yeah.
He's carried them over. Either he's screaming, "I'm in here, help! I'm a prisoner of the studio!" Or he's cribbed bits of his original script.
Right. I had some, I don't know what the word is, anxiety, anticipation this week about watching the credits. And if it mentioned the comic, then I would be like, did Spike Lee hold my words in his hand? I would have been wondering. But no, it's not even mentioned. So definitely not. Okay, so, by the way, we get a very weird credit with the timestamp on there, which says, like, October 7th, 1993 at 3:12. Very specific, as if it's... There's some stuff that seems like it came out of the Park Chan-wook movie, but they forgot...
Why?
All the other stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Like, there's all the clocks all over that movie.
Yes.
This credit would make sense in that movie. In this movie, I'm like, it's like an artifact.
That's true.
A screenwriting artifact.
That's true.
That's left over. It's so strange.
I think that's one way of looking at it. I also think this is also boilerplate thriller, make your film a thriller.
But we never get a credit like that. The rest of the movie.
That's right.
We don't get every scene doesn't get
when he comes out of jail 20 years later, or the private prison, why don't we get a similar...
This is 4:27 p.m. or something. Strange. It's such a strange choice. Okay. He goes out to a client dinner. His client is Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
He's going to be an all-star.
He'll be back.
He'll be back a few more times. And he wins this account with Lance Reddick. He convinces this guy. But Lance is there with his girlfriend or whatever. And Lance goes out to go to the bathroom or take a phone call.
Yeah.
And while he's out...
He just immediately
Josh Brolin starts hitting on the girl, puts his hand on her knee, all this kind of stuff, like, you want to fuck me, all this kind of stuff. She's totally disgusted. Lance Reddick comes in, he's like, you asshole, account's canceled. Slaps him. Also, this is such a... By the way, this is really Hollywood. You can tell everything's super chronological, right? We get him being drunk... Then we get him in the cell.
Yeah.
Right? And then we get all the stuff in the cell before he sticks his head out under the door and begs to be released.
I wanted to bring this up too. I hate
the comic where we start in the cell or the movie where suddenly he's in a cell sticking his head under the door.
And he's been in there for 4 months.
He's been in there for 4 months, and it's this real, like, arresting image, as is every image in that movie, of, like, suddenly this guy's popping his head out from the slot of, like, what's going on. Here, it's very, like, our audience is too stupid to understand things out of order. We got to dumb this down. Everything has to happen in the incorrect order. There's no voiceover in this version, so we've got to see everything explained.
How did we get in this cell? We need to show how he got in there.
We need to show how he got in
A to B. So we get a very long scene of him wandering around the streets drunk. I guess to show he's at rock bottom, or again to establish that he's
lost his account.
He's a piece of shit, and we're at the bottom of the arc.
Yeah.
So he has to start climbing now. He throws up all over himself. He buys it's some sort of rubber duck toy. He calls it a duck, but it looks like Lao Tzu or something.
Yeah, but it is a rubber duck. It's a duck body.
Yeah, except the head of
like a Buddha head.
The Buddha head or something like that. And he buys it off a girl wearing angel wings.
Yeah.
So that's not a nod to the manga. That's a nod to Oldboy, the 2003 film.
Yeah.
He goes and knocks on the door of Chucky's bar. Chucky tells him to get lost.
Yeah.
Then he's snatched by Mantis from Pom Klementieff from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, is that who that was? Well, you're talking about the Asian. Oh yeah, okay. So she's the Ice Queen Asian martial arts lady.
Yeah, who you have to have.
Very cliche.
So cliche. We got to have the dragon lady.
Yeah,
we got to have the dragon lady personal guard. This girl's probably about 40 kilos soaking wet.
Yeah.
And she's beating the shit out of Josh Brolin.
Really unrealistic and very, I mean, it's interesting to me that Spike Lee never questioned these things or said, let's change this aspect. Yeah, let's change this part of the script.
According to Klementieff herself, he wanted this.
Right.
And when she auditioned, she had been taking boxing lessons because she really wanted this role. She was a fan of the 03 film.
Okay.
At this point, she was something of a minor celebrity in France.
Okay.
Where she'd been acting for a number of years, but she was like, sex kitten or whatever. Mm-hmm. You can imagine.
Yeah.
She'd be the Frenchest thing about whatever French film we watched. So she came to LA to try and crack into Hollywood, and this was kind of like her first Hollywood role. And so because she wanted it so badly, she took boxing lessons for a couple of months before her audition.
Yeah.
And Spike Lee came down and he made her box to make sure that she fit the character. So he was invested in this.
Right. Okay. So before he goes into the bar, he's captured by this woman carrying a green umbrella with like the cross numbering marks on the, what do we call it? Cross hatch marks, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then he disappears.
Yep. How did he disappear? In the film, in Oldboy 03, there are lots of umbrellas, and his one just vanishes among all the umbrellas.
Yeah.
Here, he just disappears off the street like he was beamed away.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he leaves behind
she high kicked him. She just high kicked him in the head.
Yep.
And dragged him away
herself.
Yep. So he wakes up in this place. He's totally drunk. He thinks he's in some girl's apartment or something, but actually he's in the cell, which we know.
I don't like this sequence, but I do like that Josh Brolin's character is absolutely familiar with waking up naked in strange places.
Yes, he was like, this is what normally happens.
He doesn't even react.
Yes. There's a picture on the wall that like rotates between day and night views.
Yeah, weird.
That's the most advanced version. I think in the manga there were no windows.
Nope. And there were no windows.
In 03 there was a picture on the wall.
Yeah.
This one has a kind of thing that scrolls between two different views of day-night.
Unfortunately, this room too is lame.
Right.
Their set designer, this is a lame room. It looks like an escape room or something. It doesn't look like the amazing schizophrenic environment that Daesu is in 03.
Yes.
Nor is it in the claustrophobic one that our original character Goto is in the... So this is just... It looks stupid, and not helping it is Spike Lee's fucking brother on the wall. As the bell...
Okay, this is weird. I gotta talk about this a little bit. There's a poster on the wall that's supposed to be like a 1930s racist bellhop poster.
Yeah.
It looks wrong.
Yes.
Because it's a photo of a person, a modern person.
Yeah.
It's not a racist caricature like we had in Ghost World.
Whoa, that's a blast from the past.
So, it's odd. It looks out of place, and then later we see why it's odd is because he has a hallucination of this bellhop actually in his room for a moment.
This makes no sense, and
it makes... I don't know why this had to be the hallucination. Why? Because in the 03 movie you had the ants, which also related to the daughter's vision of a giant ant on the train.
Yep.
So there was some sort of thematic connection. This is another instance in this movie where they've done one thing and forgot to have a follow-up or have some connection or some theme or some reason for the thing to be there.
Well, here the thing is, Josh Brolin is not mad in this movie.
Right.
Joe, his character's name is Joe. He's not crazy the way Daesu is crazy. In fact, in that sense, I suppose he's a little bit more like
Goto,
who hasn't gone mad, but
he goes partially crazy. He doesn't go enough crazy. That's the problem. Is this movie? It's not committed to who this character is. As much as you didn't like the manga, Goto is very specific. He's committed to being that guy that doesn't lose it.
That's right.
I'm not going to lose it. He tells himself.
Yeah, he's like Gully Foyle.
Right.
Josh Brolin is. I mean, this character is boring, and I don't think Josh Brolin's performance is particularly good.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about it, which we'll get to.
Good. So, I can explain what this is doing here. This is Spike Lee's brother, Sank Lee. Mm-hmm. who played a bellhop in another one of his movies.
Okay.
And that's the only reason that this is in here.
Okay.
As far as I can tell.
There is a slogan on the poster like "We welcome you," which is not like the slogan "Laugh and the world laughs with you, smiling you smile," or crying you cry along.
And that supremely creepy painting,
yeah.
The Man of Sorrows, it just doesn't fit at all.
No. They get him food under the door. It's dumplings, which he finds so disgusting he spits them out for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand why he hates dumplings, and he hates them later too when he finds them.
He vomits when he eats them, except when he eats the right ones from this hotel later in the movie, which he's gotten used to. I don't understand what's going on here. Is it supposed to indicate that he's just like super racist, or what is this? It's
something that just goes
You're telling me this guy wines and dines clients all the time,
and he doesn't like dumplings.
And he's never eaten dumplings. He has to spit them out.
Just
bizarre choice.
It really is.
Also, he gets a bottle of vodka with every meal.
He gets about, it looks like a 500 mils or a fifth of vodka every meal. That's 3 times a day. That's like 1.5 liters of vodka.
Maybe it is only 1 bottle a day, but even so, here's the question: why is his captor trying to keep him drunk?
Yeah,
that's my question.
I tell you why, and it's the answer you already gave, because he needs to give up drinking in order to become a better person.
Got it. Okay, got it.
There is no other reason why you would give your.
Right.
I mean, he could kill himself with that much vodka.
Yeah.
Just save the bottles for a day.
Yeah. He sees a Thigh Master commercial on TV, which he masturbates to. This is
a direct nod to the film. Yep.
It is a nod to 2000, but remember, in the 2003 version, that has a specific thematic connection to his sexual attraction to his daughter later in the movie.
Yes, it sure does.
When she sings the same song that he was masturbating to that singing, this is just him masturbating Thigh Master. Actually, I will say, this is also part of his redemption, because later he learns to exercise to the exercise videos instead of masturbating. So I guess that's part of his...
You're right, you're quite right. Actually, it does have a dumb point.
Yeah.
You're quite right. He needs to give up his loose ways, like whacking off.
He finds this mouse which gives birth to a litter, and he raises them. I think
this is a lab mouse, a pet mouse. It is not a disgusting kind of wild mouse, like a feral kind of rat or mouse you would find living in your house. This is clearly a pet.
Yeah. But one day he wakes up and they've disappeared, and then they're served him for his dinner the next day.
They've served him that mouse and its babies.
So
why?
What is the bad guy trying to do here? Is he trying to crack him? Because it seems like he's planning to let him out after 20 years. In fact, specifically, he says, "I'm going to let."
There is no, there is no reason why they would do this.
Yeah,
presumably it's Samuel L. Jackson's character fucking with him.
Not the client.
Well, here's the thing. It's implied that Jackson has had no contact with the client over the entire 20 years.
Right.
Because he just has
got it. Yes,
which is consistent with the film and also with the original manga.
So that means that...
But that's raised into question later on, because we later find out that actually there has been some input from the antagonist.
Well, so the client must have said on day one, make sure you give him a bottle of vodka every day.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Must have.
Yeah.
I mean...
And if he ever finds any mice, make sure you cook them.
Yeah. Exactly. They're so stupid. How would they even know that he had that damn mouse? There's only one camera in this room, and it's not in the bathroom where he was keeping the mouse.
Yeah.
And why would you do it? You know what it is? It's just we've got to kick it up.
Yes.
Last Oldboy 03 was 15 years. We're going to do 20.
Oh yeah. And it's it's not only that, it's so much more violent. We talked about the violence last week and how it's subdued. Kind of off screen almost.
Here it's right up front. We're going to kick it up. This is the studio again.
Yeah.
In that aforementioned, I guess we'll call it interview with the screenwriter, he said there was pressure to make it more extreme. People have blamed Spike Lee for this. It seems that it's not Spike Lee, it's the studio saying...
don't really lay
people want this crazy Korean, the Asian films where there's crazy shit going on, where we're going to...
Yes, extreme Asian cinema,
turn up the extremeness.
They somehow thought it was Audition, not Oldboy. They watched the wrong movie.
That's it.
I'm not sure.
But it's all the same shit. when you're some dumbass.
So we get some news through the TV again, as we did in 03. That very clever montage we had in 03. We get it in slightly different pieces here. We get like the Bill Clinton inauguration, so we know it's after 1997. Yep. He tries to kill himself at this point.
Should have done it in the shower where there's no camera.
Yeah. I think he finds the camera after that.
Yes, he does. It took him 4 years to find the camera.
Because he didn't know he was being watched until he was rescued from the suicide, I guess.
Yeah, but they killed his mouse. How did... He didn't know he was being watched, but they killed his mouse.
Right.
This is stupid. The timeline's all wrong. But we just got to throw all this stuff.
Before this, the frame happens, where he's framed for his wife's murder.
Yeah.
In this case, raped and murdered. The child is, there's this true crime show that comes on TV, like Unsolved Mysteries, where they cover these crimes, and he sees his daughter adopted by a new family. I think her name is Mia, and she's raised by this other family. She's playing the cello. And he starts writing letters. Instead of a diary, he writes letters to his daughter for when he gets out.
This is... to make him sympathetic, and he starts working out and getting fit specifically so he can be a good dad.
Yes.
How does one track from the other? And of course he gives up the booze. We see him pouring it down the toilet and all the time. So,
but he's writing his enemies list. He's tattooing his hands like in the Wook version. He pulls a brick out of the wall.
Yeah.
Out of sight of cameras in this case, which is less interesting than the 03 version, where we know they were watching him pull the brick out of the wall, and he didn't know it.
They just didn't care.
They just didn't care. They were like, "This guy, what's he going to achieve? Nothing. Let him suffer."
Yeah.
So he's about to escape through this hole he's punched in the wall. He packs all his things. He's going to pull a Shawshank.
But he's just before he leaves, the show Unsolved Mysteries comes on the TV again, and he sees his daughter, now an adult. She's playing cello. She's talking about how if she meets her dad, she'll try to forgive him, so on and so forth. And he waits too long, and the gas comes down, and then bam, he wakes up in the suitcase out in the field.
Yeah. This time it's an actual field. It's not the roof. It's a bit closer to the comic in that respect. He's actually in a kind of park.
Yeah.
But and he wakes up, he's got cash, and he's got a cell phone. The cell phone has a countdown timer on it and a picture of his daughter.
Yes.
On the phone. By the way, he's never seen a cell phone in his life because he was in prison in 93.
Yeah, so but he knows how to work one.
He doesn't know how to use Google.
He knows how to answer. Yeah, he doesn't know how to use Google, but he knows how to answer an iPhone.
Yeah, right.
And he's been watching TV non-stop for 20 years. He would 100% know what Google is.
Yes, he should. Although we learned that the TV he's watching was fake. Maybe the Thigh Master videos were real?
It can't all have been fake.
No. The
thing is, that's a question that we'll get to. How much of it was fake? Like, it just raises questions. We'll get to it.
Yeah. So when he wakes up in the field, it's an empty field, but he sees the green umbrella with the crosshatches on it.
Same umbrella.
Okay.
Mantis is under it.
He runs out, follows her, ends up crossing through the woods into a football field, a gridiron football, where these kids are playing, and they're like, "Stop chasing that girl," and he beats up the football players. So, unlike the manga or the 03 version, where he had the 03 version, he's like, "I need money," and he beats up those kids.
Yeah.
03 version, he's like, "Can I beat up kids?" and he beats up kids. In this version,
well, we can't have either of those because he has to be a goodie. He's our goodie.
Yes.
Kumar, even though he's an utterly horrible. Also,
didn't you feel like Gridiron is so specifically American? Does this really feel like the most American scene in the movie?
There wasn't enough. There were 5 of them. That's not a Gridiron team. Right. They were all wearing they were all kitted up in their gear, and their girlfriends were standing about 2 meters away.
Yes.
Watching them do what? Stretch?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
This scene is so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. But he beats the shit out of them. He follows the umbrella across the field out into the street where there's like a health outreach, like a van.
Yeah. Like a mobile clinic.
Mobile clinic that seems to have a religious affiliation. But he sees the umbrella and he pulls it around, and it's not the woman, it's some other guy.
That's right. It's a homeless man some sort of troubled man, who will take anything not nailed down. So Mantis has left it with him.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, I have some questions about this scene.
Good.
So here we meet the nurse, who's going to be our main female lead in the movie, played by Elizabeth Olsen. Her name is Marie in this.
Yep.
I love Elizabeth Olsen. How did... Okay, this is supposed to be an orchestrated meeting. Spoiler, Elizabeth Olsen is the daughter character.
Yep. She's his real daughter.
His real daughter.
Now, the daughter we've been talking about is not real.
That was a fake... That whole Unsolved Mysteries was faked.
How does that... We'll get to that.
Okay, so the Umbrella Mantis was supposed to lead him to the mobile clinic.
Yes, so he could meet his daughter.
What if... So Mantis dropped the umbrella and was counting on a homeless man to pick up the umbrella.
Yeah.
So he would stop, and the nurse would be guaranteed to turn around and help him at that moment.
Yep.
We knew the nurse's personality. She was not going to not help this guy, I guess.
Yep.
There's no hypnosis in this movie, by the way.
No, there isn't.
You were complaining about Kakinuma's being overpowerful in the manga. This guy has worked out this woman's personality and his personality so perfectly. He's such an expert.
And it's just dealt with a throwaway line.
Hannibal Lecter genius.
Well, he
knows exactly what they're going to do at any moment.
He implies he raised her. Like, he spent his whole life coaching her too.
Right. So he coached
that
her.
Works with kids.
So he coached her that when you see a man try to attack a homeless man to try to steal his umbrella, make sure you go help that guy out and patch up his wounds and don't tell the cops and all that sort of stuff.
Every parent knows your kids just do exactly what you tell them and become exactly the person you envisioned them being from birth. Yeah, what a packet. Yeah, I complained a lot about the hypnosis, and now we see what happens when you don't have the hypnosis.
Yep. You need to have at least some hypnosis.
Also, it doesn't help that this film is played as a straight thriller. It's missing, bellhops aside, it's played... All the musical stings, all the way it's shot, all the way everyone behaves, it's played like Jason Bourne or something.
This is a generic American thriller.
Yep.
Is what this is. It is so... It is so like... I felt like it was from the 90s. Right. It really felt like one of that era of thrillers where they were chasing the twist.
Yep. Always
chasing the big twist. And the music was really bland.
Yep, so bland. So you can't have these kinds of flights of fancy that the original.
No, that's right. It's in a grounded world.
Is completely wrong. Yeah, it's too grounded.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about the end credits music from last week, Over the Mountains, as you pan over those New Zealand mountains, and how in turmoil I was emotionally.
Yeah. Oh my God.
With that music over the mountains, and watching this movie, I was like, it's just like they bought stock music. I don't know, it was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, he goes to his friend Chucky, Michael Imperioli. By the way, are either of these people 20 years older than they were?
They've tried with Chucky. They've put some grey in his hair.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin looks identical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Identical. 20 years it's supposed to have been.
Yeah.
So Mantis looks exactly the same. She doesn't look 20 years older.
Yeah. Yeah. How old is she?
She's about 19.
So she might have been 10 when she abducted him in 1993, maybe?
It's absurd. It's just so... I mean, it was... 03 did it well, I think, because he had that nuts hairstyle. And he looks weathered.
Yeah. It's interesting that they shot the training boxing scene in 03 after filming. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like you'd want to do that first.
No, they did it. Oh, no. They shot. The actor got into great shape for the role, and then stacked it all back on for the opening sequence.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
They did it kind of reverse order. You'd think you would do the opening stuff first, then shut down for 6 months, go get in shape, and then, like they did with Spider-Man? With Tobey Maguire?
I don't remember what the order is.
But this was like...
Josh Brolin gets into shape too.
He has a big gut at the start of the movie. You get a mirror scene where he's...
Well, I imagine he was in shape at the start, and then he got out of shape, and then at some point.
Yeah, maybe. But that's kind of the only difference. Imperioli looks the same. Like, maybe they put some gray streaks and he's got longer hair. Maybe, but I mean...
That's it.
It's not enough to say...
It does not look like 20 years has passed.
So Brolin was, I believe, like 48, 7, something like that, around the time this movie came out.
Okay.
Which means he was 27 when he went to the cell.
He did not look 27.
No.
You could charitably say he was in his mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
In which case he would be in his 50s.
Yeah.
He does not look like... And also he's in good shape.
Yeah.
He's not wiry and knotted with muscle the way Dae-Soo was. Yeah. He's in Hollywood man shape, which means they must have been feeding him some high protein dumplings.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, he gets a call from the rich dude while he's in the bar, while he's in Chucky's bar. He does a little bit of trembling here to show how traumatized he is.
Yep.
He doesn't know this voice. He shouldn't really be freaked out at the voice. I guess just the memory of the cell.
Or he's been in a room for 20 years and now he's out. I guess everything's...
Yes. By the way, the villain is played by Sharlto Copley, who has a very strong South African accent.
Normally,
but Josh Brolin, the whole movie, he's got this list of names. He's going through them. Maybe it was my old boss. None of these guys have this accent or could put it on as a fake. You know who your boss... Your boss was that...
He has some kind of accent. Is it South African? I thought he might have been trying to put on like a British accent.
Oh yeah, he might have been trying to put on something different. But he's not doing an American accent.
No.
So why would you think it was your boss that came and said, hey, you see the fight yesterday with those boxes? Why would he think that guy is the guy that trapped him for 20 years? Why would that even be a consideration? That should be a reason to cross his name off the list. He did not sound like Sharlto Copley. Cross those names out.
He was great in District 9.
Oh, of course. Of course. Also, he's in
District 9 instead of this movie.
Monkey Man with Dev Patel. He's got a really good, brief, kind of smaller role in that. So he's going through the list. Unfortunately, Lance Reddick is dead. He learns to Google. Chucky teaches him.
Lance Reddick really is dead, unfortunately.
Yes, really is dead, unfortunately. That is true. But the next day, he's passed out in his room. I guess from malnutrition.
But he's been eating a lot of dumplings.
He hasn't passed out for 20 years.
Why is he passed out now? It's just the strain, I suppose.
Maybe. Or maybe he hasn't eaten this day.
Elizabeth Olsen says, I guess he hasn't eaten.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen says he's got malnutrition and dehydration. Mm. Okay,
one day.
He just said he's stressed or exhausted.
Maybe he never ate those dumplings. Maybe he always spat them out.
Are they implying that he's suffered kind of long-term malnutrition from being in the prison? I think that's the point of that line. But he just sure doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
No, you should just left that out. You should just said exhaustion or something. Or stress. That would track.
Yeah. So she comes in. She's been called by Chucky to look after.
Found her card in his...
That's right. He was still carrying
That was lucky.
Her. Yeah. He was holding her card out as if, I'm passing out. Call this number. And then he fell over while he had the card in his hand.
That's exactly what happened, I'm sure.
He didn't go through his... I don't know why he would go through his pockets if he passed out, but anyway.
Well, he starts to call 911.
That's right.
Then he hangs up when he finds the card.
He finds the card. He's like, oh, he was telling me to call this girl. So he calls her up. She comes over. She reads his letters. She can't kind of help herself. She starts reading and discovering his story. And they're going to look for the Dragon Restaurant. This is in all three versions.
Yep.
By the way, he in this scene, the first scene, like, he's trying to be a little bit paranoid. Like, when people are walking around, he's flipping his head around and stuff. But it's really interesting how different this performance is from the one we had in 2003. That guy got out, and he was smelling that guy on the roof.
Yeah.
Terrified of that woman in the elevator. Yeah. Gets to the Mito's house and sexually assaults her while she's on the toilet.
Stares at a
crazed animal behavior.
Fish tank for like 10 minutes. They even try to do this. They have him look at an octopus in other parts of the film when he's in one of these Chinese restaurants, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's just like he's looking at an octopus.
And Josh Brolin trembles when he hears the voice on the phone, and then when they're out in the open, he's looking around at people like crazy, but he has no reaction. No human reaction to having been locked up for 20 years and having no human... It's not even like being in prison where you have Gen Pop. You're out in the yard sometimes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like he's been in solitary.
No one could live... No one.
How could...
No normal person could... It's not possible. We just discussed this last week.
And then when you get out, what are you going to act like? You'd
be like a wild ape the way Dae-Soo is.
Yeah.
You know, like, they have a nod to it. He picks up a handful of grass and smells it.
Yes, that's it. He smells the grass. He doesn't care about human contact.
Again. I'm normal again. I smell grass. Touch grass and be normal again.
Yeah, it's a real screenwriting move, isn't it? He smelled the grass. He's fine. That's the only nod we need to show that he's reacclimatized. Except now he's kind of looking around a little bit. It's very inconsistent, the way he's acting. I think. Okay, so now we have the taste test thing. She has to go back to work. There's always a reason in all three versions where the woman has to leave before he gets to the last restaurant. He finally finds it, and the bad guy shows up to buy like 10 bags of food and drives away in a van. He steals a bike and a hammer from a lady that's doing some work in the alley and drives off on the bike, and we have a bike chase. Immediately I thought of the 03 version where he runs like a crazy man up the hill in a single shot, a wide shot, showing a crazy person running up a hill chasing a bicycle.
So good.
So good. This is a screenwriting chase. We need a conflict here where we have to have some excitement.
It's over pretty quick too. I mean, this is a much more professional outlet. Here, they have a whole building. It looks like with some very elaborate security.
Yeah, it's not a single hallway like a. Oh, maybe it is that part of it.
It's much more. They're checking you at like 3 different points. It's like a jail.
Yeah.
Like,
that's right.
Get that it's a jail. We're gonna have. It's not like a secret floor in an occupied building.
Yeah.
It's a whole complex that they've got.
That's right. I don't even think it's floor 7.5 or anything like that.
We don't see that, which I was disappointed about because that's pretty key, I think.
Yeah, it's a fun little like detail.
Yeah, you put the octopus in, but not that.
Yeah,
but so that he brutally murders
Rami Malek. In one shot of the movie.
There's also this is his only scene, Rami Malek.
Maybe it was really early for him.
Yeah, it is. This is before Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody's like 5 years later.
TV wasn't Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot's also after this. This is one of his earliest roles.
Yeah.
He we also get another nod to the film that goes nowhere. Rami Malek is doing a crossword, I think.
Yeah.
And out loud he says the clue, and Josh Brolin gives him the answer and then bashes his head in with a hammer. Very graphically, incidentally.
Right. Yes.
Remember, because of one of the quirks that Daisu had was that he had a lot of random knowledge that he had from watching television non-stop. He became like a Jeopardy champion.
Yeah.
It's just a throwaway.
Right.
I figure it has to be a nod, or maybe a part of his character that they expunged. Because now might be a good time to bring this up. Spike Lee's edit of this movie is like 3 hours long.
Whoa. Holy moly. That is interesting.
God almighty, I had enough trouble with an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
It might be better.
Well, look, it probably was.
Yeah.
It probably was. Certainly, Lee and Brolin both say that it was.
It might be like a real character study.
What got cut apparently was character stuff.
Okay.
Oh no, he just needs to be a stone-faced killer. Kid.
Yeah.
I know movies, Spike.
Yeah, he kills. This is the sequence where he breaks in back into the jail, which you've had in every version. Interestingly, I might have mentioned this last week when we watched that sequence and the hallway fight, that famous hallway fight. At the end of it, my son turned to me and he said he didn't kill any of those guys.
That's right.
He just beat them up.
Yeah.
None of them were killed.
And the scene starts with him handing over the boss and asking that they get him a blood transfusion. And the guys that should take him should be universal donors because he probably needs a lot of blood.
He saves the guy. This version, this guy straight up just killing people in gruesome ways.
Yeah. Extreme Asian cinema.
He tortures
Samuel
Jackson in a way I did not like.
No.
Have we had Samuel Jackson on the podcast?
Yes, he was in Astro Boy.
Oh, right. That's when we keep forgetting. There's a lot of voices in there
yes, that's right.
that are like key.
So the incredibly prolific Sam Jackson has only appeared twice on the podcast so far. But he will be back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He will be back.
Okay.
So people from this film will be back, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely Josh Brolin and Lance Reddick I knew about. So he does this thing where he marks his neck with a marker and then starts chopping out pieces of flesh bit by bit and then pouring salt into it.
We're just got to be gruesome. They watched Audition and thought all Asian cinema's the same.
Yeah, it's so gross and
also
not a torture method I've heard of.
No.
Why does it have to be the neck?
Yeah.
Why not the hand? Is there something specific here that I'm missing that I haven't heard of or something?
Neck very sensitive? I mean, it is kind of sensitive. Why not the scalp?
Yeah.
Why? He says he's going to pull his head off, but that's not the line that goes in.
Yeah, but he gets the tape, the client recording, as in 2003. But he listens to it right there. They've got the machines to listen to it. But then the gang shows up, and we get a version of the hammer fight.
Yeah.
But in a very wide open space. Mm-hmm. Now, this can be done. There's a way to do this stylishly. Spike Lee is not the director I would choose for this. There's a lot of action movie directors that would be like, know how to, choreographers they could bring in to like coordinate a fight in a wide open space, but not having it in the cramped hallway. Now, of course, if you do it in the cramped hallway, you're just copying the 03 movie, which reveals the question, why are you making this in the first place?
Well, they tried to pump it up again.
Yep.
They tried to kick it up a notch. Yep. Bam!
2 floors.
2 floors. Well, apparently it was originally 3 floors. So you just have the exact same fight, but we'll have it on... it's cooler because it'll be on 3 floors or 2 floors.
And it's Americans. Of course.
Which city is this set in? It's Spike Lee, so it's probably New York. Why does no one have a gun? In Seoul, no one has a gun.
Yeah.
It's much harder to get a gun in Seoul than it is in New York City.
Yeah.
Every single one of those guys would be strapped.
Yes.
That would have been a very short fight.
Yeah. And the button on the scene is the exact same as the 03 version, where another crew shows up at the end, cut to doors opening, that crew all falls over. Except in this version, they're dead, not just knocked out or whatever.
He murders them. He's a mass murderer.
Yeah.
Again, done in one take again, I guess because they felt like they had to.
Yeah.
But the studio put a cut in.
Right.
So there is a cut in the middle.
Yeah.
It must have been... That must have been rough.
Yeah. He falls down outside as in the 03 version, and then he's rescued by the Sharlto Copley villain character.
Adrian.
But in this version, from the moment he picks him up and he says, "We can't have you falling down yet. We need you. You can't be in poor health. You need to take care of yourself." So instead of him being put into a cab and then us learning in the last moment that was the guy, in this version he's just like right away, that's the villain. He goes back to the bar. He's patched up by Elizabeth Olsen, Marie.
And her doctor boyfriend.
Right.
Doctor friend.
Dr. Friend. She had a thing, they had maybe a thing in the past. It's talked about in a few lines. We learned that she used to be a user as well. She's clean now.
Okay.
That never comes up.
No, maybe it was in the 3 hours.
Yeah, where somebody like Copley could have tried to get her addicted again. By the way, he was looking after her for 20 years, so he allowed her to become an addict.
It's all part of his plan.
He made her an addict, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. He knows the exact key to human psychology, exactly when to get someone addicted so they'll come out the other end willing to fuck their dad.
Yep. Okay, so he comes out into the bar, and there's a few people in the bar, but one of the people is Copley and Mantis. This is a bit like the manga.
It is a bit.
Him showing up in the bar, that's a thing that would happen in the manga.
Yeah, that's another nod to the manga.
Where the villain reveals himself. And now we get a crazy thing. So Adrian's dialogue, the villain's dialogue, is all really badly written. Mm-hmm. Instead of like, in the Korean version, in the translation at least, Desu would try to kill the bad guy. And the bad guy says, "If you kill me, you won't find out why I locked you up." Here he says, "You have to do 3 things. You have to find out who I am, why I locked you up." Like, he just gives him a list. He just lays it out.
And also, his performance, it's really kind of prissy. I don't know if he's been told, like, because he was a rich kid.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know why he's playing it like this.
Yeah.
Like he's got a high pitch. He's doing like a high voice.
Yeah.
And he's acting really effeminate. Unlike the very kind of virile masculine character with the godlike physique.
I have a question about this. Spoiler. Mm-hmm. Big spoiler for the end of the movie, folks. In the 03 version, the villain was having sex with his sister.
Yeah.
In this version, it's the father having sex with the sister.
And him too.
And him too. I think this is it. I think they're trying to effeminize him as part of this thing that he was.
Like it's so. Yeah, like this is so.
He was sexually abused by his father, raped by his father.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that part of what the screenwriter is going for here?
It must be. But everything has to be more extreme. I see this as studio
but
pressure,
also,
right?
This
What? Oldboy 03 had a guy having sex with his sister. Bam! We're gonna have a dad having sex with both his children. Yes. Kick it up, and
also
the trouble is it ruins everything because with in 03 we get this Greek tragedy, right?
Yeah.
Across generations. Yeah. Generational tragedy, essentially. Yeah. A sin revisited upon someone whom the gods have made mad. And it's great. It makes perfect sense when you watch it. Grotesque sense, but perfect sense. Here, I'm just asking questions. It's like, hang on, so is Adrian a victim then? He was sexually abused by his father. Mm-hmm. Is this behaviour then him acting out generation? Is he just projecting trauma onto... It's not revenge anymore, it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he did it. And
also, he says that he wanted Joe to have sex with his daughter so that he could find out how great having sex with your daughter is. He pretty much says that.
Right, okay.
He pretty much says that in a line.
Right. So that was
I want you to see how great this is, but also then how you feel when you lose it.
He blames Joe for ruining his family.
Yeah. Even though his father killed...
But this is even... In the 03 version, it's like, well, why didn't the villain blame the friend that spread the rumors instead of the guy that told the friend?
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a stretch.
It's like
bit of a stretch in 03, right?
It's
right. It's a little bit of a stretch.
Sure, it is.
Here, we've got a double stretch.
Yeah.
It's like Joe told on the daughter. The whole school bullies the daughter in a crazy scene where they're handing her down a hallway like horror, screaming. Yeah. They have to move the family away to Luxembourg. The dad goes crazy and kills the family. And somehow the blame for this goes, again, not on Chucky, but on Joe.
Yeah.
It's a real stretch in this version.
Yeah.
I also have another question. This is a genuine question. I'm not saying I know the answer. Do abusers in a family typically go for both genders of kids?
I don't know.
What is the pathology here? I've never heard of that happening. I guess it's possible.
But they're super into it. And we get this, frankly, bizarre scene, which does not belong. It's a flashback to when the father killed... This is like a 5-minute scene.
Yeah.
We see him very slowly walking through his house like a serial killer with the camera behind his shoulder.
Yeah.
With a double-barreled shotgun. He goes into his daughter's room. She says, "Daddy!" and starts taking off her nightie.
Yeah.
Like, it's... because I tell you this because it gets even crazier. He kills her. He goes out the door. His wife comes down the stairs. He shoots her.
Yeah.
He then stalks around the house. No one in the house is hearing any of these shotgun blasts, apparently. Mm-hmm. Reloads, goes into a room. In that room is young Adrian. He also says, "Daddy!" and starts taking off his pants. I'm sorry, any tension is completely sucked out by this. There's been shotgun shots going off in the house, and the first thing you do when you see your dad carrying a shotgun is take off your pants.
Yeah. Also... I don't have an also. No, my also is why did the dad kill his family?
I don't know.
It seems like he was getting what he wanted out of them. All three of them.
The notoriety had followed them to Luxembourg, and he was protecting the family by killing them all and himself.
Okay. All right. Well, in this scene, okay. Beside how we got
remember in 03. Sorry. Remember in 03 where Lee, I think that was his name. He possibly even killed his sister.
Yes.
Here, the dad's not only a molesting monster, he shoots his son in the chest, and it's just luck that he doesn't die.
Yeah.
And he blows his own head off.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway here?
Yeah.
What, that Adrian is just crazy?
I think that's it. He's a crazy genius.
Here we've just got crazy people and wooden people. 03, it felt so human because it was the deepest, nastiest human passions.
Yeah.
The rawest ones, vengeance, love, the sin of incest. What's going on here?
It's a whole mishmash of extreme.
It's just more extreme. We've got to pump it up.
Yeah, yeah.
The father's going to kill him.
Yeah.
He's going to have sex with him and then kill them.
Yeah.
And he blames Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Some guy who was in the school with him on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
He does kind of take a bit of vengeance against the school because he buys it and shuts it down, it's implied.
But there's still a guard out front for some reason.
Not only that, but it's got power and you can just go in there in the middle of the night and use their microfilm machine.
Yep.
Do schools usually have microfilm machines with all of the newspapers on them?
Microfiche from what year was this school shut down? My school never had a microfiche.
No, I don't think
the public library did, but none of my schools have. Oh, maybe my high school might have.
Well, this is some expensive prep school. Maybe they have a microfiche machine, and they happen to have newspapers from Luxembourg.
Yes, yes. If my school library had a microfiche machine, even my public library, they definitely did not have newspapers from Luxembourg.
And they're just using it in the middle of the night. Where's the security guard? He doesn't care.
Yeah.
You can just go into school, use their micro. It's so chill. They don't even leave and go to the public library. We don't have time for that scene. You're just going to use the microfiche machine in the school library.
Okay, so besides the bad dialogue in this scene of him listing off his demands, 1, you have to name who I am. 2, you have to say why I locked you up. Just so the audience knows, the audience is so stupid. Mm-hmm. They can't figure out what this guy wants unless he says it explicitly. He also offers him a reward. And the reward is...
$20 million in diamonds?
$20 million in diamonds, and also releasing his daughter who he's got trapped.
Yeah.
But he's got like 48 hours to do it, or something like that.
The addition to this diamonds thing...
and also he has a video of him raping the wife. Himself raping the wife. And he says, I'll give you this video, I'll give you my written confession, and I'll give you $20 million in diamonds. The diamonds really drove me crazy because... fuck, man. I don't want to... I've been trying to avoid talking about national sensibilities last week between the Japanese and Korean version.
Yes.
But I really feel like they were trying to... Garon Tsuchiya had an idea about the Japanese mindset pushed to an extreme of, I'm just going to take it. And then the Korean version was this other thing. This guy's mindset of, I'm going to get revenge, but he's lost his mind.
Yeah.
Here, the motivation is money.
So the audience won't get it unless there's...
Exactly.
Unless he's doing it for money.
Unless he's doing it for money, why would he do it? No American can understand.
These people in charge of art.
It drove me crazy.
Yeah, I just saw that as well. I just thought, that's the studio or the screenwriter or whoever. It's just like, you just see someone saying, but why would he do it?
Right? We gotta have money in there, otherwise there's no reason.
People won't understand. Or he has to have a reward.
Yeah.
What's the material reward he's going to get for our happy ending?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so after the bad guy leaves, he tells him, he's got a video of Marie as well. Maria's been captured as well. He's got both of them. And he goes over there to help her or something. He gets her address and he goes there and we get a scene like in 03 where she's being assaulted by the gang that runs the lockup.
Sam Jackson.
Yep. And he's about to do the same thing to him and his neck, to Joe's neck that Joe had done to Sam Jackson's neck. But he gets the phone call from the big guy, and the big guy says, don't do it, hands off. And there's a bag of money appears at the door to convince him. Mm-hmm. So they walk out. Now we see that her house is also being monitored by the bad guy.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with what comes next.
No. Yeah. So they Google... Oh, this is the thing. When the ringtone he gets, the phone that was given to him, he doesn't know what song it is. She does a Shazam on it with her phone and figures out that it's the Evergreen Academy
theme
school song.
Would Kazam know that?
I don't know, especially in ringtone form.
Yeah. That's right, in ringtone form.
I'm not sure that it would, but also, based on what happens later, Copley had to know that they would do this.
Yeah.
How did he know that they would do that? That they would figure out the theme song and go to the teacher, the headmistress's house, etc., etc., etc. Like he's worked it all out that this would anyway. So from the theme song, they figure out that the school's shut down, but there's the headmistress. They got her address. They drive out there. She does not sing the Thigh Master song in the car on the way over.
No, no, she doesn't.
They arrive, and here's where we get another real screenwriting moment. In the 03 movie, they just go into the school and pull out the yearbooks.
Yeah.
In the manga, the friend goes to Goto's dad and says, can I see his old yearbooks? And she takes them. In this version, Elizabeth Olsen has to distract the lady.
Incidentally, this is his old teacher.
Yeah.
Or old headmistress. I think that's another nod to the manga where we have the school teacher.
Yes, I agree. But he has to sneak in through the kitchen door and sneak through her house and find the yearbooks.
How would you find this specific yearbook?
But why? But my thing is, this is not a scene that needs thriller tension.
Yeah, good point.
And yet the screenwriter's has gone to the Bob McKee story course and is like, every scene has to have a what does the protagonist want? What's their obstacle? All these things. There has to be some sort of tension.
Yeah. Because we even have a... You're right. Because he sneaks in through the kitchen and then the kettle boils and she has to get up and go to the kitchen.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, is he going to get caught by the headmistress?
What are the stakes? Your old headmistress is going to get you and she's going to be like, Joe, you naughty kid.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, you're completely right.
Yeah.
Lucky she had the yearbooks too.
Yep, that was very lucky. Yep. So he figures out who the guy is through the yearbook.
Chucky actually figures it out too.
Yep.
Because he finds out that Adrian built a memorial to his sister.
Right.
Not his father, interestingly. Shouldn't it have been his father that he should have built a memorial to?
Yep.
Because it's not his sister in this. It's not his sister's death that bothers him. It's his father's death.
Yeah.
Should have been a memorial to his father, but then that wouldn't have made sense, would it?
No.
Stupid movie! So he actually calls him up, but for some reason it goes to Adrian's phone. Have all of the calls made to Joe gone to Adrian's phone first?
Yeah, maybe.
How would that work?
Maybe he can overhear them or something. I can't remember.
That's it.
Yeah, he's listening in.
He can listen in on everything. He's got all the. He can see anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
As we discover.
Yeah.
And Chucky calls the sister a whore.
Yeah.
And then this makes Adrian very angry, and he goes and kills Chucky in the bar.
Yes.
Much like in Oldboy 03.
Yes. So while they're out of town and on the run, Joe and Marie get a motel room.
Yep.
Where they have sex.
Yes.
And then we learn that this motel room is being monitored.
It's random
There's
motel.
a camera. The manga is very specific about this. When Goto goes to meet his teacher, she finds a hotel. She says, let's go up to this random hotel room.
Yeah.
We won't be monitored here. It's a totally random place. He won't be listening in. There's no listening devices. We'll be safe here.
Yes.
The manga is very specific about this.
Yes.
Here they go to a random motel room.
And it's monitored.
It's monitored.
It's got a camera in it. Not only that, like a 4D camera.
You know what it
must have been a really big camera.
Yeah. You know what, this is a bit like the manga in a way. In the scene where Kakinuma steals all of her notes for her novel and figures out where area is being hidden based on the psychology of what she's written. He's like, I know what she's like, and I know which motel room she would want. She would want the third one from the left.
He's just bugged every motel room around the school because he knew they would go there. Maybe every single.
So he knew they were gonna. He knew they were gonna Shazam the song. He knew they were gonna go to the headmistress's house, and that they were not gonna have time to go somewhere else. So they would go to a motel nearby.
And then he knew. It's ludicrous. Ludicrous. Also, there's no reason for them to...
Also, there's no hypnotism. He could have... In other versions, he could have hypnotized him to go to this particular motel.
Right. That's right.
That's not the case.
Also, these characters have no chemistry.
No. In fact, when we started the movie, I thought we were going to go with a different plot.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to...
I thought so too, because I read somewhere that there was no incest.
I thought there was going to be no incest plot. I thought Mia was Mia and Marie was Marie.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing going on.
Yeah, they just friends.
Yeah.
They have no chemistry, and in fact, he's awful to her at first.
Yeah.
You know, he physically threatens her.
Yeah.
Ironically, Daesu and Mido have way more chemistry, and he tried to rape her.
Yeah. Yeah.
The scene is played absolutely for romance.
Yep.
You know, loving camera angles, nice soft music, very good-looking people making love in some very visually, how would you put it, flattering positions.
Yep.
Complete difference to the scene in 03 where it's nasty and she's in pain and her face is scrunched up a lot of the time and it's absolutely not, and it's an old man with a horrible haircut. Yes. It's absolutely not sexy.
Yeah.
Why play this as sexy?
Yeah. Yeah.
People won't want to watch it unless it's sexy, kid.
The studio did not understand Oldboy 03. They really didn't get it.
Nope.
They just got the twist.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're like, how can we have that same twist with Americans and no hypnosis?
And kick it up.
Yeah.
We're going to have 3 times as much incest.
So they go to the school. Now we have the flashback sequence, which is handled in a similar way to 03, in which the current characters are walking through the scene with what happens in the past. Young Joe witnesses this girl, the sister, having sex with the dad in a greenhouse. And apparently he told other people, as I mentioned before, they're bullied by the school.
He told everybody. This time didn't just let it slip to one guy ignorant of what he was seeing. Oh, he didn't know that she was her dad.
That's right.
He just knew that she was having sex with an older man in the greenhouse and told everybody. As you probably would. And that's led to her being ostracized and called a whore and then fleeing to Luxembourg.
Yes.
Because apparently it came out that, although Joe never knew, it came out that it was an incestuous relationship and the school kicked them out. Which I guess is why he took revenge on the school by closing it. He didn't put the headmistress in prison for 20 years and made her have sex with her son.
It's really interesting that in 03, Odessu thinks maybe I was hypnotized. He accuses the guy, did you hypnotize me to forget it? And he said, no, you just forgot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of believable because he left town the next day.
Yeah.
He's like, I saw these two having sex. He told his friend, then he leaves town to start his new life. And Goto cried because he was moved by this guy singing.
Yeah.
That's forgettable when you're a kid. And I can see how that other guy, Kakinuma, would remember that for his whole life. I can believe that. This version... He didn't leave school after this. He was there.
Why did he forget? Did he forget about spreading? Perhaps he's just...
How did he not remember this?
Because he's just a dick.
Did he ever meet this guy? He says, who am I? But he went to school with this guy who had a very unusual accent compared to all the other kids in school.
And he teased
And he doesn't remember this guy's voice. There's a specific line in the manga when Kakinuma calls Goto for the very first time. He says, you expect to recognize me from my voice? You've talked to thousands of people in your life. It's not going to work. Here, you should have recognized this voice.
Yeah, that's right.
The first time you heard him. It's that guy I went to high school with.
And were they in the same year? I guess they were, right? They were in the same year, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, we go up to the penthouse. This is similar to him going up, except he kills Mantis in 1 second. Unlike the big
drawn-out
knockdown, drag-out scene in that 03 version.
Well, it's because we can't have that because Josh Brolin must outweigh Pom Klementieff by about 100 kilos.
Of course. Oh, by the way, we did get a scene earlier in the penthouse where we see Adrian swimming in a pool, which seemed like a manga because we see Kakinuma swimming once or twice in the manga.
Yes, that's right. It was also in 03. He did swim.
Oh, he did swim?
Yeah, and he was naked in 03 as well.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. Okay, so now he reveals about how his family was killed and
blah blah. We get this ridiculous flashback. Shows him his diamonds. Look, the diamonds.
Yes,
here they are.
Yep.
Don't forget those.
And then he says, "Okay, come. I'll show you. I'll take you to Mia." And they walk through, and he has the full set of Mysteries of Crime still set up.
That's right.
I guess we did have a final episode a few days ago.
And it's for the reveal too.
Yes.
Because he has to show him.
Yeah.
Look, here's my secret film studio that I have right next to my penthouse. It's not in a separate location.
Yeah.
Because I need to be able to walk you in here after the big reveal. This whole thing is really contrived and completely overdone compared to the photo album in 03, which was so devastating. Here instead, look, here's the secret set. And he goes, Mysteries of Crime, a show made for one man.
Yep. You.
And he clicks it on. He has a universal remote that he uses to activate about 3 or 4 different things around his penthouse. Okay, I have questions. Was this show broadcast on national television in the US? Or on a local network in the US? Or was it piped directly to
his TV?
Do we know that for sure, though?
No, we don't know for sure. I just assumed that until you just mentioned The Alternative, which is a show they actually produced and had broadcast. No.
But then he must have had contact with Samuel L. Jackson then. I'm going to need you to pipe this in to his TV.
On this day, and this day, I need a broadcast.
Yep. Lucky that they have that capability.
Yeah. Yeah.
The alternative is that he shot a whole series.
Yep.
Presumably there were other episodes.
Yep.
Shot them all there in his basement.
Yeah.
And put it on on all the time, hoping that
he'd turn on that channel.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I want that to be true.
Yep.
You can imagine you're like watching TV in New York or whatever. It's like, oh shit, it's this fucking show again. It's on every single day.
Yeah, it's insane.
Then he takes into Mia. Mia's there playing her cello.
She's in a glass box playing cello, and he tells her real name, like
it's whatever.
Janice or whatever. You can stop now, you can go home. And she stops playing cello and walks. She wipes off her black eye makeup and walks out. So he told her before Joe turned up at the penthouse, he said, I want you to stay in this glass box and play the cello until I come down here.
That's right. That's what he said.
I'm going to pay you $100 or $500. You just stay in this box and play the cello all day, every day, until I come down here.
Yep. Pretty much.
Okay, great.
And he gets out his remote for the third time and clicks on, I guess, a projector. It projects onto the glass.
Yep.
And it's footage of Elizabeth Olsen growing up.
Yep.
And culminating in the footage of them having sex in the motel.
Yep.
In case we didn't get it.
Yep. Yep. Very hit you on the head with a hammer.
It's like he'd set up this all up. I mean, did he do it himself or did Mantis do it for him? I don't know who edited this footage.
Yeah. So it's cut together like in the last 5 minutes. Or very recently anyway.
It's got recent footage in there.
It's also less dramatic to see this stuff projected on a glass than it is to see a man flipping through a photo album. It's the difference between comics and film, where you're controlling the turn of the page versus the film forcing you to watch it. Odessu is turning these pages
he can't help himself. Yeah,
help himself.
It's so good.
That is hugely different than being forced to watch this thing that's being projected on a screen at 24 frames a second or whatever.
Josh Brolin performs what I think I saw in a review described as a Nicolas Cage style primal scream.
Yeah.
Completely overblown. Oh no!
Yeah, it's really bad.
Then Adrian gets out his phone and calls Elizabeth Olsen. So he's going to verbally tell her. So remember, in 2003, Park was in there with, presumably, we never see the proof.
Yeah.
So we're just left to imagine it.
Yeah.
It was going to be damning. It was going to be awful.
It was another photo album. It was a copy of the photo album.
Yeah.
And he's begging her not to open it.
Yes, that's right.
Here, the bad guy calls her up on the phone and he's going to say, hey, I got something to tell you. This guy's actually your dad. And she's going to believe it?
Yeah, like she's going to believe this rando saying that. Also, she doesn't even know who he is. Also, Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin is kneeling, is trying to do Odessu in that final scene, that gut-wrenching scene where he pretends to be dog, licks his shoes, cuts out his tongue. Here, Josh Brolin is just sort of kneeling at the villain's feet and going, no, don't do it, don't. Kill me instead, kill me. It's like, hang on, you could overpower this guy and take the phone off him. Mantis is not in the room anymore. There is no guards. He doesn't seem to have a gun, although it turns out he does. You could just take the phone off him. Oh, I've got the phone now. And you go, oh, sorry, nothing. Boop. Whoop, there goes your grand plan.
Yeah.
Just, like, aping aspects of the original screenplay without understanding it.
Yeah.
Understanding the stakes or the tension or the bad choices that have been made to lead to that point.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about Choi Min-sik as an actor. I don't know if he's a method actor or what his approach is. But it feels like he lived in that brain.
Amazing performance.
And I feel like, I don't think Josh Brolin is a method actor. I think he came in here and tried to read the lines.
Yeah. His performance is not good.
There's scenes in here, like when he's cutting Samuel Jackson's neck, or other scenes where he's being violent, sometimes he has a smirk on his face, like he's enjoying the violence.
Right.
What is that? What are you saying about your character?
Yeah.
What are the other scenes in the movie that this relates to that you enjoy violence? Is this related to your boxing comment in the opening scene or something? Yeah. What are you supposed to take from this? Whereas all the smiling and grimacing from Choi Min-sik means a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's every time he smiles, it's loaded.
Yeah, exactly.
You
can't
means
compare
something.
These performances. That's pretty much it. And then the film ends with Joe going back to prison.
I have to say I like this ending.
Oh, really?
As a solution. If he's not going to go through because we can't have any Asian ambiguity in this movie about the morality of our main character.
Oh, he has to be agreed.
Or the choices he makes.
Yes.
This is actually a clever solution that I wouldn't have thought of, is that to punish himself, he pays the diamonds to put himself back into the cell.
Into the private cell. He decides he needs to be punished for his sin of unknowingly sleeping with his adult daughter. He never tells her. He gives her some of the diamonds, presumably so she could finance her clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, happy ending there. And he gives some diamonds to Samuel L. Jackson and goes straight back in, presumably for the rest of his life. I suppose it does make a certain sense. I don't really like it.
I like it for this movie. I actually think it's fascinating.
It does make sense.
And actually, I like the last shot where she's driving down the highway into her future.
Yeah.
She can see we see her eyes in the rearview mirror, and that is projected in a non-realistic shot, I guess, onto that window behind him that changes from day to night. Is her driving to the future, which is can't be literally happening.
No.
Right? Because there's no camera.
And then he smiles. He's happy. So this is his happy ending, to be back in the room.
Yeah, and she's got her future or whatever, and he's punished himself for what he did to her.
That's it. It's about, and this is the conclusion of his arc. It's his redemption.
Yeah, yeah.
He's become a better person because of.
This is maybe the one thing I was okay with. I never would have thought.
It does make a certain logical sense, but I just thought that's ridiculous. Samuel L. Jackson's going to take his diamonds and then not feed him.
Yeah.
This is the guy that gouged up his neck and only...
Well, he only cares about money. Jackson only cares about money. This was established earlier because he really wanted to cut his neck in Marie's house and then was stopped when the bag of money appeared at the door. He was very happy about that. So I can believe it that he would just feed this guy dumplings.
For the next 60 years.
Yeah.
50 years, 30 years, whatever, however long you live in.
Yeah.
I just thought Samuel Jackson's going to take his diamonds and then Josh Brolin's going to starve to death in that room.
Well, he wants to. He'll have the dumplings.
Okay,
all
good.
Right, what do we know about the production or any trivia about this?
Sure, okay, I've got plenty of trivia actually. The story of this kind of like what happened with this movie getting made is more interesting than the actual movie, so I have quite a few notes. I'll start off with how much it cost and how much it made.
Okay.
So it cost $30 million to make.
Okay.
Its box office $5.2 million.
Wow.
Pretty serious flop.
What was the budget on the Korean one? Was it $3 million? Did we say last week?
Yeah, it was $3 million, and it made about that much. But apparently that's quite normal for the South Korean box office.
Restrictions encourage creativity.
Sure, absolutely. Well, this is all going on salaries.
Yeah. Yes, right. Of course.
This is all going on Brolin, Samuel L. Jackson, Elizabeth Olsen.
Had Jackson ever worked with Spike Lee?
I'm sure he
got game, maybe?
He must have.
Yeah, okay, anyway.
It was panned by critics.
Yep.
Only opened in 583 cinemas on Thanksgiving weekend. Made slightly less than $1 million over the 5 days, which is a very poor Thanksgiving opening, not even in the top 100. I think it's ranked 109th out of Thanksgiving openings, beaten by such films as Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny.
That's a funny movie.
It is, but it didn't do really great.
Yeah.
All right. How did it get made? Apparently, it was in production from at least 2004 when it was acquired by. Yeah. So as soon as it came out, we got to do a Hollywood remake.
Yeah.
Like The Ring's being remade, all kinds of shit's being remade around this time, right? We got to Hollywood remake this. Got to make some money. Acquired by Mandate Pictures. Not a large studio, since closed, I think, or shut down.
Okay.
Did Harold and Kumar.
Oh, okay.
And all 30 Days of Night. So we'll cover one of their films. Originally, the director Justin Lin was attached.
Oh, interesting.
He's the Fast and Furious guy. And he also did Star Trek Beyond.
Right. Huh. Another bad choice.
Yeah, but at least he can probably... This is before his Fast and Furious career, but at least he can probably do action, rather. There's a script written for this, which you can read online.
Okay.
I didn't read it, but I'll post it on the Reddit in case anyone's interested. So in an interview in 2007, so 3 years later, Lin stated that he left the project because the studio wanted, quote, a carbon copy of the Korean film.
Huh.
And he wanted to take it in a different direction.
Huh.
So this is some ominous rumblings from the very start, because of course we know what we're going to end up with. He hinted that, quote, some big filmmaker was going to be doing it instead. And sure enough, in 2008, DreamWorks and Universal secure the rights. Will Smith is going to star, and Steven Spielberg was going to direct it.
Oh boy, okay.
At this point is when Mark Protosevich, the screenwriter, is brought in, as I mentioned, on the strength of his I Am Legend script. Will Smith apparently lobbied for him. Along with Thor, he also wrote an unproduced Joel Schumacher Batman film called Batman Unchained.
Whoa, okay.
So maybe we'll get to that sometime.
Yeah.
Now the pendulum's swung the other way. In November 2008, Will Smith gave an interview to the Film School Rejects website where he stated strongly that the film was not going to be a remake or adaptation of 2003. Quote, we're looking at that right now, not at the film though, it's the original source material. There's the original comics of Oldboy that they made the first film from, and that's what we're working from, not an adaptation of the film. This is backed up by the interview I mentioned with Protosevich, where he said he tried to adapt the manga initially in his first script. It's actually worth quoting the rest of this article. Apparently Spielberg wasn't acquiring the rights to the film Oldboy, he was acquiring the rights to the original source material of the graphic novel Oldboy. I guess the next question would be, what does this mean? This means that fans can rest a bit easier knowing that no one is trying to make a better Oldboy for an American audience. Another brick in the wall of this shitty adaptation. This means that Spielberg is free to truly adapt the source material and not try to copycat the brilliance of Park's masterpiece. So what went wrong? Well, in 2009, June 2009, Futabasha, the publisher of Oldboy, sued the Korean production company that made the original Oldboy film called Show East. They took them to court claiming they didn't have the rights to negotiate a remake with the Hollywood studios.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Which makes me wonder if that's why Will Smith was being so vocal about adapting the manga instead of the film. In any case, within 2-3 months, it's wound up. Spielberg's leery of being involved in any kind of legal content walks away. DreamWorks walks away, and so do Will Smith and Steven Spielberg. Quiet from then on, but it seems like the rights were eventually ironed out. Although now, as you pointed out, the film makes absolutely no mention of the manga, which makes me think that the legal arrangement probably completely pared away any reference of the manga in that resolution.
Wow, okay.
So by 2011, Mandate, who still have the rights, announced that Spike Lee will be directing a straight remake.
Okay.
With a script adapted presumably from 2003, by Protosevich and starring Josh Brolin.
Okay.
Comic book movie Oblivion actors Colin Firth and Clive Owen were both rumoured to be attached at one point as the antagonist. And so was Christian Bale.
Okay.
Before they settled on Sharlto Copley. Alright, as I mentioned, the original cut was long.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin said 3 hours.
Yeah.
But he also said the studio took it away, cut an hour. In a 2023 interview, Brolin said, every time that's happened, that the studio's taken it away, in my experience, it has only gotten worse. I thought Spike's cut was actually way better than the studio's, but the studio took it away, and I thought they cut it very poorly, and I thought it ended up having the opposite effect. That's what happens when you start cutting to this idea of pandering for an audience and how testing can bite you in the ass. You just don't know what the audience is going to want. Pom Klementieff's character, Mantis, her character is called Hangbok, which apparently is a Korean word for happiness. Spike Lee apparently told Klementieff to go and name the character. That's how unimportant this character is. She doesn't even have a name. He said, you go look up her name. Klementieff has Korean heritage but doesn't speak Korean, and she just Googled it, I think.
Right. Got it.
Alright. I will just briefly talk about this blog post, Reddit post to be exact, which was titled, I Met the Writer of Oldboy, yes, the Spike Lee one. So this is not an official interview, so I can't attest to the accuracy of this.
Okay.
But as I stated, the screenwriter said that he wrote 2 scripts. He based the first one on the original manga rather than the Korean film. Apparently Will Smith was behind this because Will Smith thought that manga and anime was going to be the next big thing in Hollywood because Marvel was making a big splash.
What year was this again?
2008 or 2009.
Okay.
So it's Marvel Juggernaut starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
So Will Smith thinks, Japanese people do comics too, right?
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get this out there.
Okay.
However, then the lawsuit happened, right when pre-production was about to begin.
Got it.
Spielberg stepped down to become a producer instead because he wasn't interested in being tangled up in any kind of lawsuit, but then dropped out entirely. Will Smith also did, and Mark had his script and no director or studio to finance it. Yeah. They declined, Spielberg and Smith both declined to rejoin the production when the rights were eventually ironed out because the budget was too small.
Okay.
Presumably they couldn't afford Will Smith's fee. He lists a huge list of stars and directors who were in consideration at some time, probably never were. So he wanted to use his first screenplay, the one based off the manga, obviously. But the studio demanded a rewrite as the Korean film was deemed to be far more recognizable and marketable than the source material.
Yep.
He also claimed that the studio wanted the American film to be much more extreme than the Korean one. That is why you have him in prison for 20 years. That is why the villain has a bizarre backstory. Mark said, I just wanted to get paid. He obliged and rewrote the script. According to him, the Spike Lee's cut was 2.5 hours long. The studio cut out more than an hour of film, mostly important character development and interactions. That the Chucky was apparently going to have a much bigger role at the start of the film.
Right.
Which is, I guess, you need to fill an hour somehow. Take that with a grain of salt, but that seems to be what the screenwriter has to say about the mess behind the scenes.
Okay.
But I think that explains a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Especially as to how it got straitjacketed into a remake and why it made so many strange choices.
It's so weird to say the Korean movie's more recognizable. If it is, then why are you remaking it? Everybody knows how good it is and what happens, and why do we need it? Do you really hate Asian cinema that much that you need to have an American version?
I guess they think that people have heard of it, but that your average American won't see it because they have to read subtitles.
It's like the way Josh Brolin reacts to the dumplings. The American audience is like, they see the Korean movie, they're like, I can't eat this. They spit it out. They vomit.
Yeah.
They need an American version so they can swallow it.
Because Spike Lee doesn't talk about this movie, I have no idea why he did it.
Yeah.
I don't think...
Well, it's
clearly not...
It's a one for them. He would have... I don't know what his next movie was after this, but he would have... Yeah, he does it for the paycheck so he can do the movie he wants to do next. That's the way he's operated his whole career.
I think the whole 2010s is not a good decade for him until Black Klansman.
Right.
I think he produced a whole string of duds.
Right.
I must say, it's completely not his kind of film. I haven't seen any other Spike Lee movies, but there's nothing interesting or good about the way this is directed. It's obviously action is not his wheelhouse.
He's had
dud thrillers.
No, he's done good he's done studio thrillers like Inside Man.
Everyone says Inside Man is good, actually.
And most of his stuff, even when it's not his best stuff, there's at least interesting. He has stuff to say.
It's just there's nothing to say in this film except whatever's going on with the bellhop.
Yeah.
There's nothing. This film has nothing to say, and I fully believe that maybe his cut of the film was different.
Yeah,
initially,
that's true too.
And the studio's just given it to Joe Blow, Edit Bot 5000, who's turned it into Taken ripoff.
Yes.
What do I do with all this weird stuff about being in prison for? Like, what if Leslie Nielsen was in prison for Leslie Nielsen? Liam Neeson. This is the second time I've done this today.
Yeah.
What if Liam Neeson was in a room for 20 years and he came out wanting revenge? That's what this cut of the film's going to be about, kid. It's going to make $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
It did not make $1 bajillion. Yep, and Spike Lee has pretty much disowned it.
Okay. I think we don't even need to bother with the votes on the...
It's pretty clear. Although I did want to mention something about the comics. It's still a no for me, but what I didn't say last week is that one of the things I really like about it is the panel design.
Yeah. Just
to open a tab, I think the panels are excellent.
Yeah.
Really excellent use.
Just flows.
Really flows brilliantly. Excellent. It's part of also what you talked about, the backgrounds.
Yeah.
How the lived environments. There will often be a series of large panels, and the artist or whoever doing the panel design will find a way to put a small one in without any white space. It'll really effectively fit a small panel in, and in that panel will be a whiskey bottle, a flower, a glass, something from the environment, a statue. In a film, this would be really intrusive, but in a comic, your eye slides right through it and you just get a sense of place.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good. Still an A, though.
Yeah. Okay, but the movie, I think, is an obvious nay.
It's a disaster of a film. I was so bored. It doesn't help that I just watched, like, the best film ever last week, and it was basically the same movie.
Well, this is good, because it gets us into adaptation.
Right.
It is really interesting to me that this source material went in two very different directions.
Yeah.
One so good and one so bad. This is further from the comic than the 03 version, I think, even though they put in the bar.
Yeah, we have some nods.
And the advertising agency.
Everything interesting is gone. Everything human, even the manga, which I found really difficult to come to grips with emotionally. Even the manga had an exciting sense of mystery, especially in the first 6 volumes or so.
Yeah.
And there's no mystery here.
No.
and then, of course, in the 03 film, you've got these passions.
Yes. I would say even the manga has a sort of a passion. There's an intensity of character in both those versions.
That's true.
And here that intensity of character is missing.
It's all gone. Yeah, it's a failure on both counts of adaptation. I mean, this is pretty clearly an adaptation of the film.
Yeah.
So it's almost out of consideration. But I think it's a failure on both counts. It's a failure of an adaptation of Oldboy 03, and it's a failure of an adaptation of the manga.
Yeah, that's really true. That is really true. I think that's the best way to rank it.
One quote. In one of the few interviews you can find with Spike Lee about this one from the promotional tour at the time, Esquire.com asked him, "How did you approach this material?" To which he replied, "Before Josh Brolin signed his name on the dotted line, he went to Park Chan-wook, the director of the original Oldboy, to get his blessing. Park gave it to him, but he said, 'Please make your own film.'" Yup. The quote continues, although I could just land it there. The quote continues, "That was my thinking from the beginning, my Spike Lee's. So when Josh told me that story, I said, let's go. That's why I don't use the word remake, I use the word reinterpretation, because there is a way to respect the original source and still not make it the same." I don't think that's what he did.
No, it's so middle of the road, because they partially adapted it.
Yeah.
They haven't...
I blame it. It's clearly the studio's fault.
Yeah. Okay, please like, rate, review, subscribe, share. That's a new one I added this week. I forgot to do that for 170 episodes.
Brilliant.
Please contact us through the email address, which is in the show notes. Or you can send us a DM or leave a comment in Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, YouTube, or Reddit. I actually posted something on the Facebook yesterday. Haven't in months and months, but it still exists and I used it.
Well done.
And please join our Patreon at patreon.com/comicbookmovieoblivion. That's all one word. That helps us with hosting fees and buying DVDs and comics and things like that. Next week, we are doing Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Excellent.
Movie that was supposed to come out in cinemas, and we had big plans to go and see it when it came out. This is not the first time this has happened, where we're like, we're going to go see this movie, and then suddenly it just didn't appear.
Yep.
Turned into vapor.
Our 4th Hellboy movie this will be.
Yes, 4th and most likely final.
I'm sure. I am sure.
And you just need to read Hellboy the Crooked Man. It's just that one volume.
Yes.
If you're following along. And I think that is about it.
Excellent.